Okay, all right. So tonight, I don't know if you know already, but we are going to work on conceptualization.
Yes.
You knew, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, all right. But since we are just three people, I suggest we start by considering your main difficulties with this competency. Yeah. So before to enter in the exercise, I will propose you. I suggest you try to think your main difficulty with conceptualization. And by the way, it's can be funny a bit. You are supposed to conceptualize your difficulty with conceptualization. So you are supposed to find, let's say, the main idea that can speak about your main problem with it. So take a few seconds, 1 minute, and you can use the doc. You should be able to enter it. If you look in the chat, you should find the link, and you could write your name just below main difficulty, the title I put it. You put your name and then you put your main difficulty. Tell me if there is something not clear with the task. Oh, Ingrid, we see something. We see a table and a chair and something else.
Yes, I'm trying to get in.
All right.
So that's good, but now I'm using the camera at the back of my computer instead of at the front. So I'm getting there. It's taking some time, but
Okay, take your time.
yeah, the camera at the front somehow is not working. It's on, but it doesn't see me, so that's a bit strange.
I know this is boomers' problems.
It is. It is. You're right. Yeah. But I can see you at least, and I can hear you, so I'm already a lot further than I was 10 minutes ago. So
seems like a ghost who is spying us. Yes.
yeah. I have no idea why that's not working.
But by the way, Ingrid, you were that person that confused the workshop level 2 last time with workshop level 1.
No.
No, it was another person. Okay.
I'm just in level 1.
Apparently, there are different boomers in the program. Okay, by the way, if you want to join the exercise they Safe and Sarah are doing already, you could try to start thinking about your main difficulty on conceptualization.
I'll just say hi so that you know that
hi Ingrid. Yeah.
But I I need to see you, so I'm going back to the other thing. But no, I'm here.
Okay. So we cannot see each other at the same time, right? That's the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Okay, so Safe, Sarah, did you find something?
Yes.
Okay, so I suggest we start with it. Who want to start sharing his main difficulty?
I want to. If it's okay for you, Safe?
Okay, good.
My main difficulty is staying focused and not getting lost in the story. Staying focused on the storm.
Okay, so you have a hard time to concentrate yourself. Yeah. And this can create problems for you in order to conceptualize, yeah?
Yes.
But do you know why you tend to have hard time to focus on something?
I get distracted very easily. When I read the text,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's you know what your answer is called in philosophy tautology.
Yeah.
Because you know why?
Yeah.
Why?
Distracted and not concentrated is the thing.
Yeah, you just repeated what you just said, that you have problem with focusing. You distract yourself. Okay. But I'm not asking for a repetition. I'm asking for the reason why. If you have one.
Yeah, I have ADHD.
Say again?
I have ADHD.
Okay, but okay, so okay, it can be an explanation, but do you know what is sound a bit funny in with this explanation?
No.
No. In a way, by saying that, you're saying that it's not your responsibility, it's something that you cannot control, right? So it's something that is more powerful than you. Anyway, you cannot do anything about it.
I see it as my responsibility to do something with it.
Okay, but I suggest you that so try to find another reason that you can work on, and maybe you can, I don't know, find uh, you can see how you can change your attitude by doing something. So okay, and by the way, okay, you have that is a certification, I guess, right? No?
It's a diagnosis.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, but can you imagine one reason why a person can tend to distract herself even without diagnosis? Yeah.
Um, because he has a lot of fantasy.
Okay. So a person who likes to live in a fantasy world, and he tend to in a way get distracted and lose concentration on reality, on some task she is supposed to do, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's an interesting explanation. And does this explanation fit to you? Do you like fantasy?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so you prefer the fantasy world than reality.
Yes.
You prefer Disneyland, yeah? Okay. Okay. Uh, and so let me ask you, what's wrong with reality since you prefer to escape and to go to the fantasy world? What's so terrible about reality?
It's limited.
It's limited?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so you don't like limits, yeah?
Oh,
Okay, so now I see why you could have a hard time with the conceptualization.
yeah.
You see why?
Mm, yes, because it's really something concrete and something real and not a fantasy.
Okay, yeah, and let me add that in a way, uh, to find a concept, it implies the ability to put limits.
Mm-hmm.
The way every concept is limited and implying a choice, yeah. So you you see the connection between limits and concept? Oh no.
Yes.
Okay, try to explain it better, let's say.
Because a concept defines.
Yeah, good.
Defining is limiting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So let me guess, since you have problem with limits, do you have even problem with definition? Or no?
No.
Okay. So
Mm.
what's wrong with the limits then? Since you accept definition, that is a way to put limits.
I think in a way it's a bit boring or gray.
It's gray, you said?
Yeah.
A gray, like color,
Yes.
like boring, yeah?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So you want excitement.
Yes.
And in the fantasy, you have excitement, yes. Ah, okay, okay. So in a way, basically, your problem with conceptualization could be linked to this your disliking to boredom.
Yes. Or
Okay. No? Yes?
yes.
Okay. So give me one reason why boredom can be good. And by the way, this is a paradigm shift question. Is a way to push you out from your paradigm thinking paradigm, yeah, and to try to look at the world from another perspective. Yes,
So what is good about boredom?
exactly. Yeah.
Hmm. It's clear.
You said scared.
It's clear.
Ah, clear.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, but you prefer confusion, right?
Mm. Not, no.
So you prefer clarity, but you don't like boundaries.
Mm.
You see contradiction here?
Contradiction, yeah.
So let me ask you, when you fantasize, yes, when you have your fantasies, are they more clear or more confused?
It's clear.
It's clear. It's more clear than reality or no?
Oh, no.
Okay. So you it seems that you don't like that much clarity since you are escaping reality in order to go to the fantasy where the clarity is at least less than the reality one.
Okay.
Yeah. So you like, there's something you like about confusion.
Yes.
Okay, can you name it or no? Can you say what you like about it?
Yes, and you can escape.
Ah, okay, and try to say how a person could explain through confusion.
I think she said escape, correct, Sarah?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I understood it, and I asked her try to say how a person could escape through confusion.
Because in confusion, you don't have to follow a certain way or a certain road. So you can get lost in confusion.
Okay, yes, it makes sense. So, and by the way, you know the etymology of confusion
No.
is fused together. Is
Oh,
so there is no boundaries between things. There is no limits.
well, I write this down.
So in a way, is a confirmation that you don't like limits. In the confusion, you don't see you, or at least you see less limits than in
Yes.
reality. Yeah.
Yes, because the fantasy is it's limitless, eh?
Okay. Okay. So in a way, something that could help you to improve in conceptualization is to reconcile a bit with the limits. Yeah. Because in clarity, there is more limits than in confusion.
And clarity, there's more limits than in confusion. Yes.
Yeah, because you see more the limits and boundaries of things. So you see more the limits of things in the, when it's clear. When it's confused, everything seems to be together. You cannot distinguish things when it's confused, right?
Yes.
In a way, to be clear, you need limits. To conceptualize, you need limits.
Yes.
And now, just to finish, and then we open with to Safe and Ingrid. Can you say something good about limits?
Um, it brings quiet and peace.
Can you explain why it brings peace and quiet?
Because you don't have to think about where the limits are. You know where they are, and then you can relax and breathe and focus on other things.
Ah, okay. So in a way, you feel less lost when you see limits. In the confusion, you feel more lost, like you said before.
Yeah, I feel more self-assured.
Okay, okay. Okay, okay. So, tell me what was the main concept you like in our dialogue so far, Sarah?
The limits.
Limits. It was surprising for you to discover that you don't like that much limits, or you knew already?
I knew already, but what? Yeah,
But even the link with the conceptualization, you knew already, or is a new concept?
that's new.
Ah, okay, okay, okay. So yes, in a way, the concept is a bit violent because it put boundaries between things. Yeah, is dividing. The concept
Yeah.
implies the division. Yeah, and if you like confusion, it means that you like everything together. Is the opposite. So in a way, you should reconcile. Yes, division, separation. If you don't like separation, you don't like conceptualize, because conceptualize is a way to separate things. Yeah. And
Yeah.
if you want to order things, you need to separate them. Otherwise, you just put everything together. You don't have any criteria to distinguish things. Yeah.
Okay.
And by the way, to separate things, you need to choose. This is another important part of the process of conceptualization that can create problem to people, let's say. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, and Safe, you have any observation or comment about the dialogue I had
Yes.
with Sarah?
Yes, I think I noticed that, well, I have two hypotheses. The first one is that Sarah has different types of imagination. So one that is intentional and another that is not. Or because I see it, because I had the impression that Sarah, when she mentioned that imagination had clarity, not as clear as reality,
Mhm.
then it implies, I think, some sort of focus or concentration.
Oh, so you are saying that she's actually able to focus.
Yes.
Okay, but okay. So what's the problem then, you see?
Well, she at the beginning she mentioned that she can't focus because she's in imagination. So she is either um hiding something from herself, or she has different types of imagination. One with focus and one without focus.
Okay, so let's go by step.
Okay.
Let's start with this idea that you are proposing, that she's able to focus. Yeah. So, Sarah, is true that you are able to focus? Okay. So, okay. So it seems that yeah, your idea, it makes sense. But if the problem is not the concentration is itself, do you see another problem linked to the focus capacity? Oh no, safe.
Can you repeat the question? I'm not sure I understood.
Okay, do you see another problem than just focusing on something, since she accepts the idea that she's able to focus on something? But do you see another problem
Yes, I
linked
do.
to which one?
I think the problem might be that she can focus only on what she likes.
Okay, good. Yeah, yeah. And what she likes.
Yeah.
What what does she like? Does she like reality? Or no?
Um,
More yes or more no, let's say.
I would say more no,
Why?
because she goes into imagination rather than stick to reality.
Okay, so now you see why the imagination is a form of an escape for her.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And by the way, if you read Plato in the Republic, I think his book number 6 or 7, 6, I guess. There is the theory of line where he speaks about different level of knowledge, let's say. And the lowest one is imagination.
Mm.
Is the knowing the knowledge of shadows, he says, you know the shadow in the cave
Mm.
is imagination, yeah.
Yes.
So it's the lowest level of knowledge. So imagination is not trustable in a way, because you, instead of look at the reality, imagination usually tends to bring you far away from reality. So you still have a problem, or no, safe? I see you that there's something bothering you or something that you're thinking about.
Yeah. I was thinking that imagination implies creativity, and I wouldn't say that it is a lower form of knowledge.
Uh, okay, so you disagree with Plato, right?
I disagree with Plato.
Okay, that's possible. When I mean, Plato is not a priest, and we are not in a religion here. Yeah, okay. So you
Yeah.
can disagree. Okay,
Mm.
but like I teach at school, and usually every time when I teach anything, especially philosophy, because I teach history as well. When I teach philosophy, I say to my student, I'm not asking you to agree with any one of them, any idea that I'm trying to explain to you. But the first thing I ask to you is to try to understand it. And once you understood it, you can criticize it. And I'm pushing you to criticize any ideas. But before, you're supposed to understand it, because otherwise you cannot criticize something you don't understand. Do you agree? So, yeah, okay. So it's fine if you disagree, but first, did you understand the Plato idea or no? Do you understand why Plato put eikasia? He called eikasia is the imagination in Greek, yeah, ancient Greek, at the lowest level of knowledge, or no?
So, like, I understood that
Tell me first, more yes or more no?
regarding.
what if you understood why
Yes, more yes.
Plato? Okay, so you understood. Okay, but you disagree. Can you say why you disagree? The reason why you disagree?
Because I think Plato refers to perhaps the lack of differentiation that is associated with imagination.
Okay, in a way, it's a link the discussion I had with Sarah. Is the imagination? There is more confusion, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it's more difficult to distinguish things.
Mm-hmm.
And you see why it's important to distinguish things in order to think in a critical way.
Yes, I see.
Can you explain it?
The importance of it. Okay. Well, you can't uh, if you can't tell the difference between two things, then you will not be able to deal with them.
Okay, yeah, good. And by the way, this is exactly why it's so important conceptualize. Because to conceptualize is in a way is to you the concept it can be viewed as a filter through which you look at something. Yeah. And every time you pick a concept, you are in a way creating a distinction.
Yes.
So in a way, the analysis analysis means dividing. By the way, analysis, yeah, is important phase of the thinking process. Otherwise, it's difficult to create order, and you find yourself in a chaos. Yeah, if you just in a way, knowing means that first you divide things and then you put them together. But if you put them together without dividing them, it's just chaos. It's not knowing. Yeah. So that concept is a way to create an order, to see something in the story, in a reality, let's say, and you can use in order to build your thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So in a way that I think that's an explanation why in a way conceptualization is an important element of thinking, and imagination can be risky, let's say. Yeah.
I can see now, yeah.
Yeah.
The problem in that, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. And by the way, I agree with you. Creativity, I think, is an important part of the thinking process. Myeutics is a way, in a way, is a metaphor to say creativity. Yeah, to create new idea. Yeah, to propose new idea in a way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at the Socrates method, myeutics is not the first phase; is the second phase. The first phase is in a way to deconstruct your own knowledge through contradictions, and so you, in a way, before you see the limits of your thinking and all your ideas, and just after you reconcile with its limits and with your own ignorance, you can get over it. You can propose new idea. You can be creative. Yeah.
Yes.
So I agree with you. Creativity is important part, but there is a moment to divide and a moment to propose ideas. There's a moment for everything, let's say.
Yes. Yeah.
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 Otherwise, you just lose yourself in the fantasies.
Nice. Yeah.
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 Okay. You want to add something? Or you're good?
I'm good.
Okay. Okay. Let's hear if Ingrid want to say something about it, and then we switch and we try to hear safe difficulty in conceptualization.
I like the discussion so far. Also, the last part where you emphasized the two ways, I guess, or at least the two ways in which Socrates works. So, yeah, deconstructing, being very, yeah, how do you say that's being very critical to the thinking of the person he is talking about, and then sort of after that, new thinking can be born. That's yeah, that's I think a very clear yeah, that was a very clear point for me. Yeah, so I'm good for now. Thank you.
Okay, okay. So let's hear safe difficulty now. Did you find one before safe?
Yes.
Okay.
It has to do with putting my finger on the essential part of the problem or of
Okay.
the idea.
Yeah, let me understand. You have the tendency to lose yourself in secondary aspects of the story.
Yes,
Okay, so basically you confuse secondary aspect with the main aspect of the story. Yeah.
yes.
Okay. Okay. And did you discover or did you think why you tend to do that?
Because I have the tendency to to think and choose what I like rather than what is essential to the text.
Okay, but you tend to like a secondary aspect than the main elements.
Yeah, yes.
That's funny because you could like more the main concept of a story, but you prefer the details, right?
Yes.
Okay, but why you like so much details? What's good about details? Why you are attracted from details? Of if it's too difficulty,
Difficult.
the question, try to think in general. Why for a person could be, I don't know, to say it
Oh.
can be better to focus on details than the main aspect. Can you find any hypothesis to explain this strange phenomenon?
Uh, yes, because um, details also can show important things. For instance, while reading a text, you can make presuppositions with certain details that are interesting.
Okay, so wait, you actually think that details are not secondary aspect, that they can be important, right?
They can be important, yes.
But because you have this kind of idea or belief in yourself, you tend to lose the main concept sometimes or often, I don't know, right?
Yes, I tend to I tend to get stuck in ideas.
Ah, okay. Because you get stuck in some details, let's say.
Yes,
Ah, okay, okay. But you think that they are important.
yes,
So actually they are not details, they are they are important.
I agree. Yeah.
Okay. And by the way, you know how there is a proverb that speaks about the details, and it says that the devil hides himself in the details.
Yeah, the devil has
Did
the details. Yeah.
you hear about it?
Yes, I heard it before. Yeah.
So if this proverb is true, you're looking for the devil by looking for the details.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Okay, I know it sounds strange as a sentence, but can you try to say why it could make sense, this idea that you are looking for devil by looking for details?
Why does it make sense?
yeah, why could make sense for in your case? Yeah.
Mhm. Uh, it's I think it's a way to make myself unique by focusing on details.
And
Uh,
okay, yeah, okay, but complete the bridge, the link with the devil concept.
oh, the devil likes to be unique.
Okay, so you want to be like the devil, which is a unique, right?
Mm. Yeah.
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 But why do you think that the devil likes to be unique? You have so you read it, or you have this belief in yourself, or there is some argumentation you can provide?
Okay.
Or your grandmother told you when you were young? I don't know.
Okay. Um, okay. It's connected, I think, with a belief.
Explain.
Okay, so I think that um, I keep throwing concepts at you. I'm sorry, or ideas, different ideas.
Okay,
Like,
we are here to deal with the different ideas, so don't
yeah.
worry. Oh,
Okay.
let's try to make some order.
Okay. Yeah. So I think that uniqueness
Hmm?
and self-centeredness, um, they are connected, and both, I would say, they are. Well, I thought before that they are like would be attributes of the devil, but maybe I'm wrong.
No, no, no. I was just asking you. In a way, I think you're right because you know the the reason why the the devil, which was an angel, it is being sent to the hell from God. You know why or no?
So no.
Sarah, do you know? No? In the Bible, you know, okay, you didn't read the Bible a bit, no? In so you don't have any clue, Sarah, no?
No, I don't.
Ingrid, did you read the Bible?
Parts of it, but I don't know why an
Okay,
angel was sent to hell.
you remember that tale that's in the Bible speaks about the devil was the most beautiful angel, but he wanted to be like God. So his sin was the pride, the arrogance. He wanted to be superior, yeah? And by willing to be superior, he is being punished from God, and it actually became a devil of the hell, yeah?
Okay.
Okay, you didn't read that story, no? Okay. So basically, if we apply this story to your idea, safe, in a way, you're looking for details to prove that you're better, you're superior. In a way, you're looking the devil. You're being doing like the devil. Oh, is a crazy idea.
No, no, it fits
It
actually.
fits, yes.
Yes, yes,
So you recognize yourself in this tendency.
I do.
Okay, so in a way, uh, I suggest you to be a bit more humble. And if you are more humble, you can see better the main concept of a story. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
So forget about yourself. Forget about to prove that you are good or better. And in a way, if you forget about yourself, you can see better outside and what you are looking for.
yes.
Okay, so in a way, get rid of. There is a nice expression is I think took from a Taoist book is being wash yourself from yourself. Did you hear it? No.
It makes sense.
Okay. Because if you don't watch yourself from yourself, you cannot see because you just see yourself. Yeah.
Yes.
And you lose maybe yourself in some details in order to prove that you found something that other people didn't find.
Yes.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Okay. You see, sometimes some crazy ideas, if you think about it, can bring something useful and something nice.
I agree.
Okay, okay. So, Safe, did you enjoy our discussion? No.
I did.
Why?
Because it made sense to me, like why I behave the way I behave. So focusing on the details, like why do I do that? It became clearer to me. Yeah.
Yeah, in a way, you are trying to prove that you see something that usually people don't see. Yeah.
Exactly. This is what I do.
Okay, okay. Do you recognize this tendency also in your life, or is it happens just in the program or in the thinking
No,
process?
no, well, no, I see it, I recognize it in different aspects of my life, actually.
Ah, okay. So okay, it speaks to you.
Yeah, it speaks to me, yeah.
Okay, good, good, good.
Yeah, even now, like I see it now in myself, actually.
What do you see now?
I see myself doing the same thing that um I'm looking at the details and I'm finding things that others can't find,
Yeah.
and I'm doing it.
Yeah. Okay. So in a way, you should reconcile with the normality. Yeah. If instead that to prove that you're special, if you reconcile with normality, maybe you it's a way to wash yourself from yourself, and then you can see better, and you can stick on the main concept of something. Yeah, like the story. Okay. Okay. Good. Sarah and Ingrid, you have comments about this discussion?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I had an idea when Saif said uh, that he wanted to be like the devil. I, I was thinking if it could have anything to do with low self-esteem.
Okay, you have this intuition, this doubt.
This intuition also by things I heard Saif say during other sessions.
Okay, so can you now provide us the say let's say the link between a lack of self-esteem and this idea of devil or like looking for devil or like, in a way looking to prove that you are special or you're better?
Yes, it's two opposites, like
Mhm.
being unique and really special versus the low self-esteem. So maybe to compensate.
So you're saying that you feel that you're not good enough and you want to prove that you are better in order to compensate this feeling that you are not enough.
Or yes, or the acceptance of oneself, of the self-acceptance.
Yes, but your previous idea, you remember, was that there is a lack of self-esteem, right? So when there is a lack of self-esteem, it means that you don't trust yourself because you have a bad conception of yourself and
Yes,
you think that you are lower than the standard, let's say,
yes,
yeah?
yes,
So you are trying to compensate with to show that you're better because you feel that you're worst.
yes,
Ah, okay, interesting idea. Let's try to check with Safe. Safe, does what Sarah said make sense to you or no?
Yes.
Ah, okay. So it's true that you are in a way, maybe you are trying to proving through details that you're better because you don't have a very good conception about yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, can I ask you a terrible question?
Go ahead, yeah.
Okay. What's so terrible about you? You look fine to me, but why you think you're so bad?
Mm, mm. I see a lot of negative things about myself.
Can you name the worst one?
The worst one. Okay. Um, at times I see myself as dysfunctional.
Dysfunctional. Can you
Yeah,
explain this idea of dysfunctional?
dysfunctional. So, for instance, in terms of like uh practicality in life, you know, that aspect, I would say dysfunctional. Yeah.
Okay. But why to be functional is so important for you? Because I am a bit dysfunctional as well. I'm not a very. I mean, I'm good in sport, but when I have to do practical things, I'm a bit uh, terrible, let's say. But I I don't I don't have a so bad conception about myself because I'm dysfunctional. Why do you give so much importance to be functional?
Expectations.
Your
Others. No,
your expectation or other expectation?
others.
Okay, so you are basically applying the let's say way to think, the criteria of others to you.
Hmm?
You look to yourself from other people gaze. Yeah.
Yes,
Ah, okay. So you give importance to what the other people think about you.
I do.
Ah, okay, okay, okay. But why don't you choose the people that give it? For example, for me, it's more important to be able to think in life. Yeah, I know that a lot of people think the opposite. On the contrary, but I don't care. I prefer to share with people that give more importance to thinking. Yeah, like Socrates. Yeah, remember the idea of Socrates? That's a life without research and thinking is not a worth a life.
Not worth living. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, in a way, Socrates, I don't think was really functional. You know. So,
Yeah.
but I don't think he had a bad esteem about himself. So why you in a way you want to give so important to these people that have opposite probably worldview than yourself? But let me ask you, for you, is more important to be functional or to be able to think?
No, to think for sure.
Okay, but you see that in a way you are giving more importance to other people worldview because you have a bad conception of yourself.
Yes, I can see that.
So why you give more importance to other people worldview than yours then?
It's a tough question.
Okay, I take it as a compliment.
Yes, it is a compliment.
Okay.
Mm,
The challenging aspect of the practice that Sarah mentioned.
mm,
Yeah.
mm.
Do you have any idea or no?
No.
Okay, let's open to the group. Ingrid, do you have any hypothesis to explain why safe or any person could give more importance to other people worldview than his one?
I think perhaps because that person would be afraid of rejection.
Ah, okay, interesting. So to be isolated from other is terrible. Yeah.
Yes, not be part of the group, not be liked, not be loved.
Okay, I think it makes sense. Let's see if it applies to safe. Safe. First, do you think it makes sense, Ingrid ideas?
Yes.
Okay, can it be applied to you as well or no?
Yes, it does apply to me.
Ah, okay. So you want to be accepted from others, then why you adopt other values that are different than yours?
Yeah, yeah.
Ah, okay, okay. But can you say something about what's good about let's say loneliness or solitude or to be isolated from others? Can you find something good?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, go on.
It's easier to be in solitude or loneliness. It's easier to be independent, more independent.
Okay, so okay, good. It means that you depend on others and you are afraid to be by yourself and you so you struggle to be independent.
Yes,
Ah, okay, okay. So there is a, you know, in philosophy it's called heteronomy. When
yes, I know this. Yeah,
nomos, the law is not inside you, but it comes from
it's
out.
outside. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe if you reconcile a bit with the, let's say, loneliness or isolation, you could have the chance to develop your independency.
Mm.
Okay, so in a
Yeah,
way, don't be afraid to be excluded. You should desire to be excluded because in a way it's a way to grow up, yeah, to become more strong and dependent. But you need
yeah.
to trust yourself to do it, you know.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
Okay, Ingrid, it was a good one. Yeah.
yes. Thank you, Ingrid.
Nice idea. Yes, yes. You see, you don't need to be functional to provide very good ideas. Maybe Ingrid is a functional. I don't know. Ingrid, are you functional or no?
Yeah, a little bit. Some areas,
Okay, you are
not
functional.
technology.
Oh, oh, yeah, okay. Okay, okay, good. So, Ingrid, did you come up with your main difficulty or no yet? Did you finish
I
with the
didn't yet.
okay, try to do now. Can you
I
give me?
didn't. I think you added the Google link before I joined, so I can't click on it in the
Yeah,
chat.
yeah, but you can do without.
Oh, I can do.
Doc.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, yeah, don't worry. Can you think now the main difficulty you have with conceptualization?
Yes, I think I can. Uh, I haven't practiced with conceptualization yet, as yeah, we look at it in this course. So I think I do conceptualize when I'm speaking with other people, but I haven't practiced it yet on a text or other things. So I need to experience what that's like.
Okay, so I think that's the right moment to experience, to jump in the water and to confront yourself with the story and with exercise. So let me
Good.
share again the link. And then maybe at the end, Ingrid, once you confront yourself with the experience of conceptualization, you could tell us what was the main difficulty you encountered.
Yeah,
Okay?
good idea.
Okay, so now, Ingrid, if you see in the chat, you find the Google Doc link, you click
Yeah,
on it, and you should be able to write, to see the story.
yeah, I see it.
Okay, so let me, I mean, I wrote the instruction, but let me tell you. Wait. Okay, so the idea is to read the story. It's a very short story. Probably you know already the story. And then you're supposed to find at least two concepts about the story. And the third step is to explain the link between the concept you proposed and the story in a, let's say, not long sentence, a short sentence. So first reading, then proposing concept, and then proposing explanation for each concept. Tell me if there is something not clear in the instructions in the task.
It's clear.
Okay, so let's say I give you 3 minutes, and by the way, write your name before to propose the concept, so we can see who is writing the concept, who is the authors. So okay. Okay, let me know when you have done.
I'm done.
I'm done.
Okay, good. Safe, you have done as well?
Yes.
Okay, good. So first, did you like the story or no? You knew the story? No? It was new for you? Yeah? Ingrid?
Yeah, it was new.
No? Okay. Did you like it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, is by Esopo. I don't know if you, I mean, I don't know in English the name, but in Italian is Esopo or Esopo. Yeah. Okay. He wrote a lot of story like that, so it's a nice one. Okay. So who want to start to share one concept, one main concept?
I can start.
Okay, let's go with Ingrid and then Safe, you can go. Ingrid.
Okay, the first concept I thought of was self-delusion, because the fox lies to himself when he says he didn't want the grapes anyway.
Okay, self-delusion. Self-delusion. The fox lies to himself when says he didn't want the grapes anyway. Okay, so let me ask you, Ingrid, when a person lies to himself, is a self-delusion?
Yes, I think that's what self-delusion means. Yeah, yeah. At least in Dutch, zelfbedrog. You're sort of cheating on yourself. You're lying to yourself. I think
Okay.
Yeah, deluding yourself.
Yeah, yeah, okay, okay. So basically you are tricking yourself. You are lying to yourself, okay.
Yeah, yeah,
You are creating an illusion. You are in a way escaping from reality to link this to
yeah.
yeah.
It's
to-
easier for him to try to believe that he didn't want them anyway. Then it's easier to walk away than when he needs to face that was just failing in getting the grapes he really wanted.
Okay, okay, interesting. So try to conceptualize the dynamic of the lie, let's say, of the self-delusion. So what is the reality on one side, and what is let's say, the lie that the fox create for himself?
Mhm. I think the reality is that he very much wanted the grapes.
Yeah.
That's the reality, and the lie is that he didn't want them to begin with or anyway.
Ah, okay. So basically, the reality is that he really have this desire, but the lie is the negation of this desire.
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
Okay, okay, yeah, makes sense. Let me propose you another way to explain how the fox is, let's say, self-deluded it himself.
Okay.
The reality is that he cannot have it.
Mm-hmm.
The lie is that he he says to himself that he doesn't want to have it. So he could have it, but for now, no, because
Yeah,
maybe it's not that good, the grape, yeah?
yeah,
Maybe later, yeah? So in a way, he's transforming an impossibility in a choice.
yeah, yeah.
So
See that.
basically, there is no freedom when you cannot, and you want, you cannot. And
Mm-hmm.
he's basically is playing to be to have the side, not to have
Yeah,
it.
yeah. It's
Okay.
always, it feels better if you choose not to want some, if you don't get a job, it feels better that you say you didn't want it. You choose not to than that you didn't get it.
Yeah. Okay, makes sense.
Right.
No, I was laughing, Ingrid, because it remind me uh, of a few friends when I was at university, and I remember that. Okay, it's a bit personal, but they were trying to, let's say, um, to I don't have the English word to also seduce some girls, and these
Mhm.
girls refused them. And I remember that at the end they said, "Oh, but she's not that beautiful." You know?
I think it's a very common pattern. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. By the way, yeah. So in a
Yeah.
way, you despite what you cannot have and you desire. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it's interesting. Yes, yes. Okay, good. Yeah, I think let's see if Saif or Sarah see any problem in either your concept, either your explanation. Sarah. Okay, Saif is okay. Sarah, you see something.
Yes, I would rather say self-deception instead of self-delusion.
Self-deception,
Deception.
deception. Can you explain the difference between these two concepts?
Deception, hmm. In deception, you lie to yourself, and hmm.
Wait, is just a language preference, or is let's say a difference of ideas behind?
I think a difference of ideas, but now I'm doubting. But no,
And by the way,
yeah,
you see how why it's important to ask for an explanation, because sometimes maybe you think you propose a different idea, but once you need to explain what is different, you have a hard time to find some let's say substantial difference.
Yes, I see.
So let me propose that if you don't find any substantial difference, you can either accept self delusion or self deception. They are not so different. Yeah. In a way, when you create an illusion, you are creating a lie to yourself. Your self deception. Yeah.
Yes.
So you're okay with the concept now?
Yes, I am.
Okay, but let me ask Ingrid. Ingrid, do you like self-deception as a concept or no?
I like it, but I don't see the difference with self-delusion. I would use them, yeah, in the same way.
So they are a bit synonymous here, yeah.
To me, they are, yeah.
Okay, okay. But Sarah, why you are proposing basically the same idea in a different word?
Mhm. Because in a way, deception, the lying, felt more accurate than
Can I
the
maybe?
delusion.
Yeah, well, one sec, Saif. Let Sarah explain, then I come to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you think, Sarah, that self-deception is more accurate than self-delusion. Can you
Yeah,
explain why is more accurate?
because it more points out the lie, the lie you tell yourself.
You don't think that in the self-delusion is visible the lie?
Yes, there's also visible a lie.
So why is more accurate self-deception then?
Because there's this no.
Let me ask you a terrible question, sir.
Yes, please.
Do you sometimes confuse illusion with reality?
Yes,
Maybe that's why you want to save illusion and you prefer to speak about self-deception. Because
I don't
maybe
know.
no. Okay. Who understood my proposal, let's say, my ideas? Safe, Ingrid? Or no?
I missed it a bit, sorry.
Okay. So I asked Sarah if happens to her that she confused illusion with reality.
Mhm.
Okay. And she told me, yes, it happens.
Mhm.
And I proposed to her that maybe, but it's just an hypothesis. I don't know if I'm checking with you. Let me know if it makes sense or no. But maybe you prefer the word deception, yeah, because you want to protect the idea of illusion that for you, in a way, that you tend to confuse with reality,
Mm.
or is too far.
You know, I think it's too far.
Can you tell me why it's too far?
When you spoke this out, I wasn't like, oh yeah. I was like, no, not really.
Okay, yeah, okay, that's I can tell. But you have a reason, or it's just an emotional reaction?
No, it's not an emotion with it. No.
Okay, can you construct an argumentation behind your emotional reaction, or no? Because that's the idea of thinking, yeah. You should, in a way. And by the way, that's an idea of by Spinoza, that emotion are confused ideas. And thinking, it means that to translate confused ideas in clear ideas. And when I ask you why, in a way, I'm pushing you to bring some clarity,
Yeah,
yeah, in your thinking. So can you do it? I'm not
I
telling you are wrong. Maybe you are right, but I'm pushing you to think, yeah?
could you repeat the question then?
Yeah. Do you have a reason to say why I've been I went too far by proposing you the idea that you prefer the self-deception in order to protect the idea of illusion, since you tend to confuse reality and illusion.
Um, mhm.
Tell me what's happening now in your mind, Sarah. You got lost in details, so
Yeah, no, blank.
so what's the problem?
Mm, I don't know how to argument it.
Okay, so it's interesting here because
Yeah,
it seems that we are dealing with a belief you have.
yeah.
Okay, so can you say what is your belief about, at least?
That my belief is that deception is more accurate, more to the point than delusion in this case.
Okay. So the problem here is that maybe you're right, but since you don't provide an argumentation, we cannot text your idea. And by the way, you know, you know why often people have hard time to provide an argumentation?
No. Ah, yeah.
Why?
Because they want to protect their belief.
Exactly. Yeah. So maybe it can be a self-protection, the idea not to provide an argumentation, because if you don't provide an argumentation, no one can criticize you.
Yeah, I understand.
So maybe you're right, maybe you are not, but we cannot know because it's just like that. You said, okay, I feel it. Yeah. I cannot say anything about what you feel. You feel it. So I think, yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. So you are in a religious thinking right now.
Oh no. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, religious thinking is not bad in itself, but it's important to be aware when you are in a religious thinking than a critical thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Maybe, I don't know, Safe and Ingrid, you want to help Sarah to provide an argumentation for her.
And
Safe? Yeah.
okay, so to defend the difference between deception and delusion.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. I mean, it was the idea that I've been too far by proposing that
Okay.
hypothesis, remember?
No,
But
on that, I agree, I think.
yeah, but okay, try to go to provide a difference, a substantial difference between
Mhm.
self-deception and self-delusion. Yeah.
Delusion, okay. So self-deception, it's more about lying
Mhm.
and there is intent. So perhaps the emphasis is that the person knows deep down that he is lying to himself. This is self-deception.
Okay.
While self-delusion is more that he does not know whether he's lying to himself or not.
Okay, okay. So you are proposing the idea of awareness in order to distinguish self-deception from self-delusion. In self-deception, you're more aware, you're more conscious about the lie. In
Mhm.
self-delusion, you don't know, you don't see the lie. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. You accept this argumentation, Sarah?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, you see, this is the work to do, by the way. It's not, I mean, you can defend any idea, but I mean, by find some argumentation, yeah? Otherwise, you keep yourself in this religious protected world, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, you got stuck.
What?
You get stuck.
Yeah.
with-
Do you tend to get stuck in some idea or some feeling?
Yes.
Okay. So in a way, uh, to provide argumentation is a good way to de-absolutize an idea or a conviction. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it hurts a bit because when if there is a strong feeling, it's like when you need to abandon a bit your child to grow up. Huh? Yeah.
To grow up. Oh, okay.
Oh, can I ask you another terrible question, Sarah?
Of course.
You're saying I'm here for that terrible question. Okay. Do you tend to be possessive?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do you see that in your life?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you understand why I'm asking you this question or no?
Mm. It's also rigid and getting stuck and keeping. Yeah, getting stuck.
Yeah, I mean, because in a way, in order to provide an argumentation, you need to switch from, let's say, emotional and religious level to a critical level, which implies more distance. But to get this distance, you need to a bit, you cannot be too possessive. If you are possessive, you cannot create that distance with that thing, and you cannot think.
No.
Yeah, it makes sense or no?
Yes, it's this abandoning, this letting go.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
in a way, by letting go, it's easier to think. But if you don't let go, you are trying to protect your child or your field, your house, yourself, basically. Yeah. So in a way, to think, it means to accept the idea to be criticized, and it implied the capacity to let it go and to stop defending yourself. If you keep defending yourself, you're not in the thinking, you're more in the religious thinking. Yeah, you're not in the critical thinking. Yeah? And by the way, when you speak to a person, you have a strong belief, usually this person get angry because he's trying to defend his belief. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
What I like is that sometimes you can summarize that as saying, I am not my opinion. So you don't identify with your opinion.
yeah, in a way, it's like to say I am not my child. Yeah. But you know that usually mothers have this tendency to identify themselves with the children. Yeah.
I know.
You know, you know by experience, you know by because you thought about it.
I know by experience. Yeah, I have to.
So you know how hard it is to
Yeah.
get distant from your child, your
I think
idea.
it's a lot easier to get distance from my opinions than from my children.
Okay, so okay, it means that you love more your children than your ideas. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So, Sarah, I think it's an important idea, this in general, but for you, that try to be a bit less possessive with your ideas. In a way, I suggest you this idea by Plato that can help you. That ideas, they are not personal. I mean, no one can possess any ideas because ideas are impersonal. Yeah. So
Okay.
ideas are beyond the subjectivity. Idea, I mean, you cannot possess an idea. It doesn't make sense to possess an idea. Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe, I don't know, I hope this idea by Plato could help you to be more willing to let go your ideas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Thanks.
But yeah, well, you want to add something? No, you were saying?
Thanks.
Okay, but let me check one thing. So, since the distinction that Save proposed made sense, yeah, let's try to go back to Ingrid to see if self-delusion, which implied less awareness, is better than self-deception, which implies more awareness. So now, Ingrid, are you following? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I was
So
thinking.
yeah, now that say propose this distinction, you still prefer self delusion, or you think there is more awareness and you go for self-deception?
I think if we define it like this, then self-deception is better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You see, Sarah, with argumentation is easier to propose idea and maybe to to make other people see the benefit of different ideas. Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. So Ingrid, did you feel pain by to switch from your original baby, original idea to the second one? So baby,
No, I did not. I
okay,
thought it was interesting, the distinctions I've made. So, and
okay.
if we define it like that, I think self-conception is closer to what the fox did.
Yeah. Okay. And by the way, I think that's the meaning of being a philosopher is in a way to play with the ideas. I mean, you don't have to possess any idea, but you can play with all the ideas.
Yeah.
That's, I think, a nice definition of philosopher. A
It is.
playful guy or woman with ideas. Yeah.
Actually, that's what I tried to do with the second concept. I was thinking, well, if that's not right, self-delusion, how can I look at it very differently? So, so I came up with Stoic because that's, I think, a very different interpretation than the self-delusion or the self-conception of the story.
So I didn't get you are trying to defend the self-delusion now?
No, I was saying that what I was trying to do with my second concept that I suggested, being Stoic,
Yeah.
I try to sort of turn it around and try to think of a totally different concept to explain the story.
Okay, so you propose Stoic. Can you, in a brief way, explain us why you propose Stoic as a concept for this story?
Yeah, what I wrote down is I think the fox knows the difference between what he can and what he can and what he can't influence, and he chooses not to be bothered by what he can't influence. And I think that's what being a Stoic means, in essence, that you see where you have influence and where you don't, and where you have influence, you try to influence as much as you can, and where you don't, you sort of try to have peace of mind and not to be bothered by what you can't influence.
Okay, so the idea to give up with something you cannot control is a Stoic idea, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But do you think that Stoic tend to lie to themselves, or they admit that they cannot control something, and by admitting it, they just let it go?
The last thing, and that's why I think it's not really true, the Stoic.
Okay.
It is
So,
lying to himself.
okay. So now I got your point. So basically, you are saying that your second concept is not good because
Yeah.
of this idea of awareness. Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good. Nice. Good. Now. Okay. And Saif, you were proposing before you wanted to discuss a concept, no? Yeah.
To raise the same comment Ingrid did about her second concept.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So, okay, I'm seeing that time is running, but so I suggest now we uh, we summarize a bit the process and ask you. So we stop with the exercise, okay? I think we dealt enough with conceptualization in different way through the exercise, by thinking on your the main difficulties and by proposing different ideas. Yeah. So I suggest we stop here with the exercise, but I invite you to share some general comments about what we have done so far, uh, especially about the process. So now I invite you to enter in this meta level, yeah, of observation. Of course, if there is one idea that struck you so much, you can speak about that. But try to focus on the process we have been doing so far.
So I have a comment. I observed myself being disagreeing with you, Andrea, on certain points, but then I would find myself agreeing with you when you conclude.
Okay.
So I'm not sure why. It's funny, you know.
Yeah, I think it's funny, yes. But can you remember on what you disagree or no?
No, it's not much help. I'm sorry, but I did make this observation.
Okay. So basically, I was speaking with maybe Sarah or Ingrid, and you were listening, and you disagree with an idea, a proposal, an observation I made,
Mm-hmm.
but then you kept following the discussion. At the end, you agree with the general conclusion.
Correct. So
Yeah.
perhaps I can remember something. Like
Okay.
while talking to Sarah, um, um, okay. So I did not agree, for instance. Oh, I can't remember. Mm.
Are you losing yourself in some details? Yeah.
Yes, I can't remember the.
You want to
Yeah.
prove you're better? You remember?
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe,
Yeah.
yeah. But by
Yeah.
the way, I think the topic you raise is interesting. Let's say I cannot judge because you don't remember, but let's say you're right, okay? Let's say that I made a mistake. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's why you
Mm-hmm.
disagree. If you disagree, it means that you found some problem in my thinking, right?
Or yeah, I'm open to the possibility that I'm not able to make the same steps that you made
Okay,
into
but that's
reaching the
different then.
conclusion.
That's different because if you're not able to make the same steps, it does not imply that I was wrong.
I didn't, yeah, I'm okay with you not being wrong. I'm saying the observation is that the process I did not understand and agree with. Oh, I see.
You see
So
the
yeah,
problem? I mean,
I see.
if
Yeah.
I disagree with you
Mm-hmm.
about anything, I think that you're wrong in something, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so let's say that I cannot judge. Maybe you're right, but since you don't remember exactly, let's say that this is the idea that I made a mistake, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
At one point in the thinking process. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And but at the end, you reconcile with the conclusion, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So the topic here I found interesting is can a mistake be useful for thinking or
I
no?
think I think yes.
Can you explain how?
Well, you have to start somewhere, you know?
You,
So
you have to start somewhere.
yes. So in the thinking process, you have to start with an idea, and then even if it's wrong, it can be refined through the process to reach a good conclusion. So a mistake can lead to right result, I think.
Ah, okay. By the way, now I, I it remind me a book I read a few years ago.
Mhm.
I don't know if you are interested in this topic, the relation between mistakes and thinking and progress in thinking. There is a nice book called Against the Method by Paul Feyerabend. Why you laugh, Sarah? Do you know it?
Yeah, I read about him in a course and I found him very interesting.
Yeah. Did you find this idea that mistakes can have an important role in the science progress in a way? Because mistakes can open you new paths of thinking that you could not even know that they were there in a way. So mistakes can be if you avoid mistakes, you avoid also some chance to think differently sometimes.
I recognize that a lot. Sometimes if someone suggests, then a question is asked and then I don't know the answer. But then if someone answers something that I think is a mistake, then suddenly I know what I do think. So it's in the sort of in comparing the mistake with what might be right, that it becomes more apparent sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you like this idea, Safe?
I didn't understand it.
Okay. Sarah, can you rephrase this idea for Safe? The importance of mistake in
Yeah,
the thinking?
sorry. That you can become aware of different possibilities by making mistakes, where you wouldn't be aware if the mistakes weren't made. Does it make sense this way?
So basically, mistakes help a person, or should I say, mistakes can help you think in different directions.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I have an example,
Okay.
maybe. So, so I can see like from the background, Andrea, that you play guitar.
Yeah.
So I think, like for instance, like I also do that and play guitar, and I learned it through making like a lot of mistakes and like misunderstanding things. If I stopped at that, then I wouldn't have learned.
Yeah, by the way, that's I think one of the main obstacle for students. I teach and I see that because usually most of the students are so afraid to make mistakes, they don't let make mistakes and they don't learn. So in a way, accept to making mistakes is very important in the learning process. But the idea that Sarah proposed to you is a bit different. Is that mistake can shake your usual way to think and bring you in new unexpected direction. It's like when you improv, you play guitar, right? Do you know improvisation? In a way, I remember that sometimes by making some mistake with the chords, I find it interesting link to notes, yeah, and then I use them and I put in the recording.
I understand now.
Okay. So in a way, making mistakes, it could be viewed as a way to experiment something new.
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe you're right. I don't know. Because I cannot judge. Maybe I made a mistake, but in a way, the mistake have an important performative dimension in the thinking process.
Process. Yes.
So it's not mistakes and thinking. I wouldn't say they are in
Uh,
opposition necessarily.
okay. Yes.
In a way, thinking is accepting the possibility to making mistakes. Yeah.
Yes.
And the creativity you mentioned before, in a way, in the creativity, basically, yesterday I was speaking about with other two, let's say, professors of history of art about improvisation. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they told me that, for example, Tiziano and other famous artists, yeah, they were by experiment, they were in a way they had to be ready to fail every time. So in a way, in order to produce one good work, they had to accept maybe 9 fail before. But in a way, there are good fail and a bad fail, but if you don't accept fail and mistakes, you can lose more than you get.
Now I see the point.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So don't be. I mean, it's important to recognize some mistakes, but don't be too afraid to make some mistakes in the thinking process. And by
Yes.
the way, learn how to play with mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
plus see the reaction of other people to your mistakes. Sometimes I say something wrong consciously to see how the person react to that mistake, let's say. So I can get the information about that his thinking process, his thinking paradigm. Yeah, makes sense, no? Yeah.
Makes sense.
Okay, good, good. So thanks for your observation. Was interesting. And let's finish with Sarah and Ingrid.
I was thinking that we were really conceptualizing all the time.
Oh,
So also,
yes, yes,
yeah.
exactly.
So when I was not doing it consciously, I think also by the questions you ask, and then someone has an argument, and what is the main concept in that argument? So yeah, we're basically doing it all the time, I think.
Yeah, yeah. In order to think is necessary to conceptualize. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise you cannot build anything without concept. It's like they are the let's say elementary cells you can use to build an organism or something. Yeah, construction.
And is then interpretation always sort of at the basis of conceptualizing, you would say?
Uh, yeah, I will say so. For example, now in this month is about to be published a book I wrote with Matthias about interpretation of 15 Hans Christian Andersen stories. Yeah.
Okay.
So we took these 15 stories, we read it, and we pick 6 concepts for each story, and then we use each concept in order to build an interpretation to the story.
Okay.
So basically, the conceptualization is an important is important to in order to interpret something.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a way, the concept is a filter, like I said before,
Yeah.
through which you see something, the reality. Yeah.
Yeah.
But of
Yeah.
course,
So that makes, so it's sort of a filter. So then by putting up on the sort of the glasses, I guess, of that concept, you see certain things in a story, and if you would use another concept, you would see different things. So you would see different things.
yes. And by the way, by doing this analysis through concept and interpretation, every time I had the impression I understood better the story.
Yeah.
So,
And is then one interpretation more true than the other, or is it just a matter of changing perspectives, would you say?
oh, that's an interesting question, Ingrid. Can you provide an answer, or you don't have any clue?
Yeah, what I often find myself is that sort of on a yeah, emotional level, it feels like certain perspectives or certain interpretation are more true. But then when I try to find words to explain why they're more true, I find that very difficult.
Okay, so it's the same problem than Sarah, yeah?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, so let me propose you this idea that when you interpret something, you can provide the interpretation that makes more sense than others. Yeah.
Mhm.
But I don't I see the truth not as a concept or as an interpretation, but as a process. So I think the truth is the let's say the capacity to play with different perspective and to see reality from a different perspective is the idea of perspectivism. But of
Yeah.
course, if you're an absolutist, you think there is just one truth, one perspective is true, and all the other are wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in order to enter, let's say, the critical thinking, I think it's very important to enter in this perspectivism paradigm, which
Yeah.
is not relativistic. In the relativism, any idea is okay, yeah? You have your opinion, I have my opinion, all the opinions are the same values, yeah, in the relativism.
Mhm.
In the absolutism, there is one truth and all the rest is wrong. In the perspectivism, there are different perspectives that make sense, but there are also perspectives that don't make sense.
Yeah.
So that's I don't know I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Okay, good. So let's finish with Sarah.
Yes, I became very aware again.
Very okay. That a lot, you mean?
Yes, yes. Yeah.
About what?
About how I hold on to certain ideas or beliefs and how it's important to me. I
Sorry, certain ideas of what? Belief.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I became aware that it seems very important to me to stay stuck with this idea or this belief. I became aware of it.
That you tend to believe a lot.
Yes, and how I get stuck with it.
Okay. So in a way, in order to get less stuck, you should believe less and think more.
Yes, and this distance, the distance, let it go.
Yeah. Do you tend to have a strong emotion? You okay. So maybe that explain why you tend to be possessive and you tend to have hard time to detach yourself from some ideas, conviction, beliefs, anything.
Okay.
Okay. If you are aware, by the way, that's the idea of Socrates, that awareness is the condition of freedom. Yeah. If you are not aware, you cannot modify, you cannot control. Yeah. Because if you don't see, if you don't understand the problem, you are more a victim than to the problem than a person that can play with the problem. Yeah. So awareness and understanding is, in a way, some often when you understand the problem, it's already solved the problem because because you see. I mean, maybe the problem is still there, but you can realize that the problem is not the problem, but is your relation with the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's maybe too cryptic, no?
Yes, it's difficult to understand.
Okay. So, and by the way, this what happened often to the consultation. A lot of people, clients, come to me. They have a big problem, but once we clarify the presupposition of the problem, the condition of the problem, the possibility consequence of the problem, in a way, the problem is not that bad anymore. Yeah. So the problem maybe is still there, but the person learn how to relate differently with the problem, to see the problem from different perspective, and that brings some freedom and joy to the person. So the problem is not the problem itself, but is the relation with the problem. Is clear now? Yeah.
And how do you change your relation with this problem? Is it taking different perspectives or otherwise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Playing with different perspective by criticizing your own ideas and you see the limits on your ideas. So problematization or like I did with you before, if you remember, by trying to see good aspect of something that you reckon bad. So it's paradigm shift the questions. So there are different, I mean, I would say that thinking is a way to go out from uh, your tendency to be stuck in some problem. Yeah. So in a way, thinking is the way to go out from the cave, like Plato says in the Republic, in the myth of cave. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm glad that you experience the the way out from the cave.
Me too. Yes. But the guy only had to walk to the light, but this is not much more difficult.
Yeah, but be careful because if you stay outside, the outside can become a new cave. Yeah. So in a way, the truth is a process. It's not a conclusion you can reach forever. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's that. Let me know if you happen to be in a new cave sometime in the future. Okay.
Oh, I will.
Okay, okay. So thank you. It was fun. Let me. I will put the recording in the. I will share with you in the chat if you want to see again from outside what we have done. And if you have any question, comments, feedback that you come up later, you're welcome to write in the chat. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so
Okay.
much, Andrea. It was very interesting.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Andrea.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
guys.
See
Bye.
you. Bye.
Bye. See you next week.